And they say like, oh my God, how is it? How is Ukraine? Like implying that it's kind of like a shithole post-Soviet third world country or something. And when I come back to Germany, I always feel like, is Berlin maybe a third world city?
Frank Wilde is a German stylist and designer who has been supporting Ukraine since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. He organizes fundraisers for the military and takes a daily photo in an elevator featuring Ukrainian symbols. Musicians from the band Antitila, singer Jerry Heil, and ballerina Iana Salenko have all taken elevator photos with Frank.
You know what's funny? I posted my first elevator pic in connection with Ukraine on the 22nd of February, 2 days before the full-scale invasion, and it was a picture with a paper print out of Putin in a coat with a long knife. This was my feeling, like something horrible is going to happen, like a warning thing. And when Russia invaded Ukraine on the 24th, I said, like, I'm going to stay with Ukraine. And one thing that always comes across, and this was right from the beginning of the full-scale invasion, is the power of Russian propaganda. And this is quite a task that we need to speak about and that we need to face and that we need to fight, actually. You know, I'm always surprised about how delusional and uneducated people here are. And they say like, oh my God, how is it? How is Ukraine? Like implying that it's kind of like a shithole post-Soviet third world country or something. And they go like, well, to start with it, the trains are on time, and they're really on time, punctual, you know. And then everything is advanced. You have Wi-Fi everywhere. You have like QR codes instead of these cards in a restaurant. Everything is done digital. And when I come back to Germany, I always feel like, is Berlin maybe a third world city? Because all the garbage lying around, everything is like, nothing works. Trains are late, the U-Bahn fucks up, the buses are late, everything. You always have to calculate more time when you have to be somewhere at one time. And then this arrogance that people think like, oh, I'm not sure that Ukraine should join the European Union. That would be a lot of work for European Union. And they are like, darling, I don't think that Ukraine really needs the European Union. I think it's rather the other way around. I think for the European Union, it would be a huge gain if Ukraine joined it, because the knowledge, the education, the young people are so advanced. This is like a fresh blood to European Union. I remember in the beginning of the full-scale invasion how people tried to put it like, oh, this is a civil war within Ukraine and Russia is trying to, you know what Russia told, like we're liberating Ukraine because the evil Ukrainians are all Nazis and the poor Russian-speaking people are not allowed to use their language anymore. And all of this bullshit. And it's all bonkers. It's all lies. You would think like, okay, nobody's gonna buy this bullshit. But hey, people are. People really take this seriously. Then there was like, Ukrainians are cannibals. There's like biolabs everywhere. They're like, all of Ukraine are Nazis. Well, it's the same people who say like, you know, Crimea was always Russian. So much to that. And there's people who totally go for that. And you know, and there's also parties who say like, well, there was, yeah, you know, they had these elections on Crimea where the population wants to belong to, and it was like 95% or whatnot wanted to belong to Russia. And it's like, you're talking about these rigged things where people were forced with a gun to sign there. It was, we have to accept that, every country has a different voting system. And there's a lot of them. And there's a lot of them who have this like mystified vision of the Ruski Mir. That's so poetic and romantic, and these endless landscapes and whatnot. They ignore the fact that almost everything of so-called Russian culture is stolen. It's like labeling Ukrainian artists as Russian, being everything put together under a Russian umbrella, and then saying it's the big Russian culture. I'm running now my 6th fundraiser with NAFO 69 Sniffing Brigade, and I'm going to show you all the beautiful patches. This is for me the dearest, because it brings everything together that I stand for. This is why this one has 2 flags. It has a Ukraine flag and a German flag, and then the Pride Heart, and here the Bavovna tricep, of course. And I think it's gorgeous. So when I talk to people and they say like, yeah, what should we do? I say like, there's a lot of things that you can do. First, show solidarity. Put a Ukrainian flag in your window, go on demonstrations, show Ukrainians they're not alone in this. Instead of going a night out, invest in fundraisers.